G'day, everybody, and welcome to another fantastic episode of the Warhammer Meta Chasers. My name is Adam Camilleri, and I'm joined by the mogul himself, the man with the finest jacket in all the meta. Hello, Dustin.
How's it going, buddy? The finest jacket that I am scared to wash every time.
Yeah. I have one of those too. And we're also joined by Dead Sanguinius, who is standing in for Paul, because Paul is in fact in
Or
Dallas.
laying in, I guess.
Yeah, he's at the Dallas Open, getting set up to do some commentary there. I'll be joining him as well remotely from home. So everybody go and check out the Dallas Open coverage that'll be happening and rolling for all 8 freaking rounds of this. I think it's a near 300 player Slobberknocker. I think it's like 260, 270 players. But there is a lot of 40K happening this weekend, like a phenomenal. We have 3 massive events, and then there's a couple that we weren't able to cover. I really wanted to cover the German Super Major, which has another one that's near 300 players, but they didn't unlock their lists. So it sucks to suck.
Come on, guys. I was even ready for it, too.
Dang, man. I'm sorry. Sorry to hear. There's also some very large team events. There's one happening down under in Gladiator Games, and there's another beautiful big team event, 70 players over in New Zealand as well, in one of the big tactical chili cook-offs. I don't know why they call it tactical chili, but I like it. I like that little branding. I don't know what about New Zealand is associated with chili, but I'm here for it.
Tactical chili.
Yeah, that's the club. That's the name of the club.
Is there, or are there beans in it? That's what I need to know.
Should there be beans in it, or
I don't know if it's tactical chili. I feel like
I feel like chili should have beans in it.
Yeah, tactical chili should definitely have beans in it. Tactically placed beans.
Yeah, that's it. Okay. Walk up to your opponent and just throw some dried beans on the table. Yeah. Anyway, enough of the preamble. Of course, this is the Warhammer Meta Chasers. Please come enjoy, like, share, and subscribe. Tell all your friends. We cover the biggest and best events of the upcoming weekend, giving full meta breakdowns of what is going to be there, what the biggest players are moving and shaking. And when there isn't an identifiable, like, big bad, like, let's have a look in and see what Emperor's Children are doing this week, yada, yada, yada. We'll do detachment breakdowns on those notable factions. Most notably this week, you're going to have tactical breakdowns for Orcs and Death Guard, because of course Death Guard making a huge surge into the meta. But jumping straight in, my man, Bay Area Open, the hallowed, venerable BAO from Burlingame, California. 179 players, 6 rounds. Give us that faction breakdown.
For the Imperial faction, there are 7 Sisters of Battle, 14 Custodes, 5 Admech, 7 Astra Militarum, 3 Grey Knights, and 7 Imperial Knights. Space Marines with 10 Adeptus Astartes, 5 Dark Angels, 1 Space Wolf, 5 Blood Angels, 1 Black Templar, and 3 Death Watch. Chaos, there's 7 Chaos Space Marines, 2 T-Suns, 13 Death Guard, no real surprise there. 10 World Eaters, 4 Emperor's Children, 6 Demons, and 2 Chaos Knights. 10 World Eaters is actually a pretty big number right now.
It is.
In like a few weeks it wouldn't be, but right now it is.
Yeah.
Xenos, 15 Necrons, 11 Orcs, 7 Town, 5 Votan. Hive Mind, there's 9 Tyranids and 4 Genestealer called. Eldari, there's 2 Drukhari and 8 Eldari. I mean, the faction podium is Necrons topping with 15. The Custodes right behind them with 14. Death Guard not quite claiming top spot, but in third place with 13. Orcs with 11, and then World Eaters and Astartes way back there with 10. Astartes getting bumped off the podium.
Yeah, so the internal Astartes meta is starting to kind of revamp at the moment. I think people have played like enough games into Ultramarines Gladius, or people are just getting tired of that archetype themselves, because essentially it is just kind of a Ironstorm variant, playing, wielding 2 super units in Guilliman and Calgar, and then just having like double or triple Vindy, double, triple Ballista Shreds. It's kind of, people are just kind of getting a little bored of it, I think. But also there's a bunch of other Space Marine archetypes that are on the rise, notably some new Dark Angels tech people are trying out. And of course, Blood Angels just never seems to go away. It's always just a good place to go if you're getting bored of a gun line. But the Chaos is an interesting place for us to take our first little snapshot look. The Death Guard, World Eaters, and Emperor's Children numbers. Emperor's Children are a little on the lower side, but of course,
really low.
It's a brand new model range. Could be just taking some time for people to get their hands on the miniatures.
Or they got excited because Death Guard are out now and they're newer.
They're more newer.
They're more newer.
But we always find the Chaos Space Marine numbers are the first ones to dip whenever another, Heretic Astartes gets any, new rules. The Chaos Space Marine numbers dip, and that one surges. In this case, it's both Death Guard and World Eaters that are surging in numbers over in the Bay Area, with Chaos Space Marine still having a respectable 7. Of course, Thousand Suns still pending their new codex being, enabled into the meta, into the wild at events. So they're still only sitting at about 2.
Yeah, which is, it's not too surprising right now. There's going to be a surge, and it really shows that the Chaos players in general they're just chaos players because these numbers just kind of flex between each other whenever something new comes out or something changes. They want to try something out,
Yeah, it's very interesting the fact that like chaos players play all of chaos,
yeah,
and especially Astartes players play all of Astartes, and so you won't see those you won't see a total of Astartes players ever go down too much or up too much. The numbers just change internally between their own internal metagame, and the same is true for Heretic Astartes players. I know so many people who play Chaos Space Marines, World Eaters, Empress Children, so are now getting Empress Children, and also have like a Death Guard army as well. Well, I think every Chaos player has like a Death Guard army. Like I'm an Imperial player, so I just by default have a Custodes player in a draw. A Custodes army in a draw. Like I play Imperium, so cool. I got Custodes. It's just the thing. It's just the thing that happens.
Math checks out.
Shout out to everyone in chat as well joining us live. Of course, you can join us live at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Thursdays. We do go live and we do this show live. So if you're watching it back and you're all free, come and join in. We have a beautiful chat community. And thanks everyone who is engaging right now. Now, we have a detachment breakdown for you for the Bay Area Open. This is the Orcs. So initially, it was quite funny that I thought there was like 15 Orc players at this event. And so I'd already started doing this and like breaking down all the ones. And then I got to 2 players who have Dork as one of their names in their club. It's like something Dorks. And so when I was control Fing for Orcs, like 4 of those were guys with Dork in their name. So it turned out to be 11, but I was committed anyway because I found this breakdown quite interesting. So the 11 Orc players in attendance, 4 of which are Warhorde, 2 Bully Boys, 2 Green Tide, 1 Mordaka, 1 Tactical Brigade, and 1 Dread Mob. So still a very good spread and showing that the Orc kind of archetypes are all relative, they don't have one that's obviously the best right now. I still argue Tactical Brigade and Warhorde and Green Tide are what would be my 3 picks, depending on the meta and the terrain I was going to be playing on,
for sure,
missions, etc. And yeah, whether or not I was expecting to see a lot of Necrons. If I expect to see a lot of Necrons, man, Green Tide starts feeling really good, and there are huge amounts of Necrons at this event.
Yeah, the Green Tide can feel good in some of those events, but I think the big problem, especially when like T-Sense hit, if you start seeing a lot of Zangors around, or if the Necrons start bringing out their warriors, the hordes again, people are gonna be ready to kill a lot of boys.
Yeah, it won't be long before the window on the Orc horde gets pushed out by dint of people teching into these things. And of course, Awakened Dynasty has been the stock in trade of Necrons for some time, in addition to Star Shatter.
Yeah,
and so it's really kind of a pick you at the top of the meta. And of course, we have a beautiful little step down here, 15 to 14 to 13 to 11 to 10. It's actually quite a nice distribution of factions at the top end.
Definitely, which we like to see too, because that means nothing's too busted. And that means the meta is very healthy and the game is incredibly healthy right now. And we love it. Keep it going.
It is, but there's still some people who have some like, is Death Guard just going to take over? And we will have
We're going to see.
I'm here for it, to be honest. I don't think I can remember a time where Death Guard's been the best army in the game.
Not the best. A bit of a boogeyman sometimes, but not like something you're like, oh, no, I can't beat Death Guard.
Yeah, so I'm totally fine with Death Guard taking like a couple of months at the top.
Yeah,
I'd be very happy for them to be the best army in the game for a little bit, because, like I said, they've floated around the top, but they've never been the best. And yeah, we will see if that ends up being the case. But this brings us to the time of picking the things. Paul is not here, so he is defaulting to that Blood Angels.
I mean, he's got 5 of them. He's good.
He's good. He's good. He's not too bad.
No problem.
Dustin, what would you like, sir?
I'm taking Death Guard.
Yeah, totally fair. I'll go with the crons. I'll go with the numbers.
Yep.
To me, I don't believe Necrons are going to win this event, but I do back one of the 15 Necron players to get a good run and end up, in the top bracket.
Yep, that's completely fair.
So if anybody doesn't know what we're doing right here, so we have a part 2 of this show that we release for patrons only, where we look back on the events that we have covered, break down the, what hit the podium, what were they running, who was in the top 10, and then we usually break down one of the spicy lists in that top 10 to try and unpack why it did so well and what is it doing that's moving and shaking in this meta. And then we give ourselves points for trying to pick the podium. And so between the 3 hosts of this show, we always have a little bit of banter and competition going on between us to try and pick the meta the bestest.
The best is
And
the best.
we are now tracking month by month because, of course, every month we have a winner, and then we're tracking who's won how many months. And so far, I am the only one who hasn't won a month, despite getting a couple of silvers.
It's okay. You're trending. You're trending.
I'm trending up. Let's go. I'm trying to pick safe because all I need to do is get across the line this month is just get a couple of podiums. I'm not going for first places right now. I'm just going for consistency. Our next event is the GT Andorra and Open Ordino from Andorra, which people might even not know where Andorra is. It's on the border. It's a small country on the border of Spain and France. So it's really quite a midway between those two metas, and it's really exciting to see when these metas combine or coalesce into one kind of big event in the middle of both. Because of course we know France has a crazy strong scene. They're currently the reigning defending WTC champions, and their national team has won everything they have attended as a national team this year, and so they are the favorites to win the WTC this year. Or then Spain came second last year. So this is like number 1 and number 2 metas in the world internationally, combining. So it's very exciting, mate. What are we going to see there?
For this one, we will be seeing in the Imperial Perfection, there are 1 Imperial Agent, 2 Sisters of Battle, 3 Custodes, 1 Admech, 6 Astra Militarum, 3 Grey Knights, and 6 Imperial Knights.
I think you're looking at the wrong one.
Am I? I am looking at the wrong one. I'm sorry. We're going back to another one. There we are. I got it.
Where's Paul? Paul wouldn't let this happen.
Yeah. See, Paul wouldn't let this happen. Now it's all. I was all distracted by the Andorra. I was thinking Andorra, the actual Star Wars show, because I've been watching it, and I know other people were thinking it too when they heard Andorra. And no, it's not Cassian, guys. All right, Imperial Super Faction, 1 Imperial Agent. Wow. Okay, that's a. Now we're going elsewhere now. The 1 Sister Battle, 14 Custodes, 2 Admech, 10 Astra Militarum, 5 Grey Knights, and 14 Imperial Knights. Oh, jeez. Space Marines, there's 14 Adeptus Astartes, 4 Dark Angels, 2 Space Wolves, 9 Blood Angels, and 3 Black Templar. Chaos, there's 3 Chaos Space Marines, 3 T-Suns, 25 Death Guard.
Yep.
Good God. I mean, it is Europe, and Death Guard are new. There's, you know what? This is a low number. I was expecting more.
Rookie numbers,
Spain. Come on. 10 World Eaters, 8 Emperor's Children, 11 Demons, and 2 Chaos Knights. Xenos, there's 17 Necrons, 8 Orcs, 1 Tau, and 7 Votan. Hive Mind, there's 8 Tyranids. Oh, I'm disappointed. That's it. There's 8 Tyranids.
Yeah. No
Eldari, there's 4 Drukhari and 24 Eldari. They almost overtook Death Guard. Come on, guys. But you see the faction podium is Death Guard by 1 at 25, and then Eldari right behind it with 24. Then a big drop with Necrons at 17, and then Custodes, Imperial Knights, Astartes at 14, and Demons at 11.
Yeah, this is quite a spicy breakdown, and I'm not surprised by any of these numbers, really. The Death Guard, of course, this is the Death Guard homeland in Western Europe. The closer you get towards Spain, the more Death Guard numbers you tend to see. And so no surprises here. Necron's still holding with a relatively good number, but Eldari. So I've been of the opinion that Eldari are dropping off. People have just kind of figured out a bit about Eldari, and that the fact that if you just pressure them on the primary, they tend to have a bad time because they don't have a lot of OC to throw. They're throwing 5-6 OC per unit. Pretty much a unit of Banshees with an Autarch is like 6 OC. It doesn't flip anything. If it's just 2 Rhinos, they can't really take that objective. So people are kind of realizing a bit about Ynnari and Eldari as a whole, and that their primary game is something to be exploitable. But this is very surprising to see such ridiculously strong numbers.
Yeah, no kidding. But I mean, it's no real surprise we've seen this kind of thing. I'm actually really curious to see detachment breakdown on this one, because I want to see who's taking what in Death Guard right now, especially from the Death Guard homeland, right?
Yes. What do you see in the IK numbers there? So 14 Imperial Knights. You think they're trying to go toe to toe with the resiliency of Death Guard and try and match them?
I think that's a mistake, though, because I think Death Guard beat them point for point, because they don't need to put as many points into things that can kill those hulls. At least the attachments that I'm thinking people use. Maybe I'm wrong on that. But in terms of any factions that can stand up to them, Imperial Knights would be one of the few, because they do need to pop a lot of hulls, and they do need to survive against them too. And they need OC, depending on what you're going against. Like if they're trying to beat Death Guard, it's an interesting choice. I don't know if it's the right one, but it's definitely interesting. Maybe the Imperial Knights are going for like 2 or 3 big knights. Maybe that's the way to go.
Maybe. Yeah, because we know Death Guard does pick up Little Knights pretty damn
Yeah,
effectively
but maybe
with all
they
their debuffs.
they're just hoping for those bigger knights to survive that a little bit longer, so they can pick up
Mm.
more of the Death Guard. Who knows? I'm curious.
All right. Into the detachment breakdown of the 20 freaking 5 Death Guard. We have 15 Virulent Vectorum, 5
Yeah.
Champions of Contagion, 3 Mortarian's Hammer, 1 Death Lord's Chosen, and 1 Unknown.
What?
And I noted that down because it's very rare I see a person who has not listed a detachment. Not only did not list a detachment, didn't list a Warlord, didn't list any enhancements, so I couldn't even look to see. So so literally one person just decided to be like Codex, not detachment Death Guard. It'd be very interesting if that's a mistake, or maybe it could be the Gumby as well, to be honest.
Yeah.
But Virulent Vectorum, mate, are you up and about on which detachment's which?
I could kind of remember most of them. I do remember Mortarian's Hammer. I actually thought there would be more Mortarian's Hammer. I'm not going to lie. I thought that one was
Me
actually
too.
a popular
Yeah.
one. The
So-
Virulent Vectorum, which one is that?
That's the reskinned index one. That's the one with sticky.
Oh, yes. Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, it does. And then Mortarian's Hammer is, of course, the one where you just pick 2 things to have to be infected at the start of the battle round that are 12 inches away from every unit in your army. And so you can just slap down that wherever you want. Champions of Contagion is the one that lets you have additional plagues and is all built around, larger units with attached characters. Usually you're having to have like 2 attached characters to proc the better part of all their stratagems. And then, the last one being the Death Lord's Chosen. That is the one that's all about the termies.
That one I feel is actually like a hidden gem as well. I like that one too.
Yeah.
I'm also really sad that nobody's taking the Poxwalker detachment. Come on, that one was cool.
I honestly, I don't think it's that good. Like,
it's not compared to the other ones. I mean,
yeah, jail. So that you take the Poxwalkers for the jail strategy, and Poxwalkers are kind of the worst jail strategy because your army is relatively slow around the Poxwalkers. Jail strategies only work when you're able to jail and then take away the table.
Yeah.
And they're kind of not fast enough to take away the entire table when they jail. And then Poxwalkers, unlike things like gargoyles, don't have any additional jank. They're just a little bit more resilient for the screen. More like a Mordaka Zodrog combo for putting people in jail. But then the problem is you're not having an overwhelming turn 2, which is what you want with the jail. You want to jail them and then turn 2, bang, win the game. And or just continue, like if you're I suppose you know this as Tyranids, you just want to jail them every turn and keep it rolling the entire game. They're unfortunately unable to do that, and due to that, I think people have just gone with what they know in the Virulent Vectorum. Of course, this is a brand new codex, so it's
still early on.
It's still pretty normal for people to just start off with where they left off, which is the Virulent Vectorum, which is the reskinned index attachment. But I'm a huge fan of the Champions of Contagion. Just having I think Plague Marines are in a fantastic place. And when you put just Plague Marines with stuff like a couple of units of Death Shroud and then a couple of blow drones, you just have a good list. It's just a good, well-rounded list.
Yeah, for sure. I agree with that. I'm not too surprised because I think people are going to, like you said, going to stick with the comfort picks for now, but we'll probably see them shift in the near future. Well, the meta is also going to change soon with World Eaters, Space Wolves, Thousand Suns coming out soon. Like, it's going to shift.
Well, if they're playing Death Guard at this, you would assume World Eaters is illegal as well because they came out the same weekend. So
that's
you
true.
have to assume. But mind you, this is Heartland Death Guard territory. This is like the Death Guard. All
the World Eaters players also have Death Guard armies, right?
That's true, mate. It's true. Shout out to people in chat. Dorian, KR Quinn, thanks for being so active. We really appreciate you. So time to pick us some winners. Paul's already got Blood Angels in. I'm picking first this time because we swap, and I'm going the Death Guard.
You son of a... you know what? I'm going to believe in the Imperial Knight tech. Let's go, Imperial Knights.
Nice. I like that a lot. All right, into Rocky Top Rumble from Knoxville, Tennessee, USA. 112 players, 7 rounds, my man. Give it to us.
All right. As I was saying before, Imperial Super Faction, there's 1 Imperial Agent, 2 Sisters of Battle, 3 Custodes, 1 Admech, 6 Astra Militarum, 3 Grey Knights, and 6 Imperial Knights. Space Marines are 7 Adeptus Astartes, 5 Dark Angels, 1 Space Wolf, 4 Blood Angels, 2 Black Templar, and 3 Death Watch. Chaos, there's 4 Chaos Space Marines, 1 T-Sun, 6 Death Guard. That's it. Come on. 2 World Eaters, 6 Emperor's Children, and 7 Demons, and then 3 Chaos Knights to round that off. Xenos, there's 3 Necrons, 5 Orcs, 4 Tau, and 3 Votan. Hive Mind, there's 5 Tyranids and 4 G-Circle. That's more like it. Eldari, there is a 2 Drukhari and still 9 Eldari, meaning the factory podium. It's Eldari still topping us off at 9. Demons and Astartes next with 7. And then Astra Militarum, Imperial Knights, Death Guard, and Emperor's Children with 6. What the hell is with the Eldar still at the top?
Yeah, the Eldar coming out everywhere this weekend. Maybe their last big surge, because I do think the meta gets even worse for them when Thousand Suns get injected.
Absolutely, it does.
So maybe this is maybe they're just like, you know what, we're probably cooked next week or the week after, so let's just take.
There's no way that a single Eldar player thinks that, Adam. I don't know why you. There's no way. They have foresight. Remember, they know everything's going to happen.
Yeah, so they know they're going to win the events now. That's why.
Oh, okay. Yeah, sure. All right.
I do wonder what the Eldari pivots will be when they need to counter, because I see I can see all 4 of the Heretic Astartes Legion codexes being great into Eldar.
Yeah.
In addition to where I believe Chaos Space Marines are going to go as well, as in back to the Renegade Raiders, but slapping in Noise Marines as well. I see these as all terrible matchups for Eldar.
Mm-hmm. Let's go Spirit Conclave.
I think they're going to have to do some interesting things. They're going to have to do some different stuff. Yeah,
I like it when they have to do that, because they do have a deep codex still. So
yeah. Well, my first thing I'm going to tell everybody: put Wraith Lords in all your lists.
Oh, honestly,
you just need. I see so many lists still not taking Wraith Lords.
They are so value.
You just need to have something in your list that has a chance to live a turn. Yeah, one turn of the game, you just need something that's just not going to die. Be that on a primary. You
don't need tricks. Just no tricks. Just stand there and be tough.
Yep, just have a 2-up save in cover and get through.
The fact that Eldar have all these mobile units, all these guns and everything, and still have access to things like Wraith Lord for the cost that they are, they should be abusing that. They really should.
Yeah, I agree. And you can still take all your bits and pieces. One unit I really like for Eldar going into the new meta is the Shuriken Cannon bikes. 6 Shuriken Cannon bikes with a Warlock on bike, and then build it out from there. Add a fast
because of the Marine bodies.
Because you stay out of Overwatch range and you pick up Marines real effectively. Is what I want to see in most of their lists moving forward. Because the problem is, like, as soon as Thousand Suns hits, a unit of 5 rubrics with just a sorcerer, my God, might kill 4 units. Kill 4 units, dude.
Yeah.
And if they just do that twice, your army is gone.
So you have Wraith Lords.
Yeah,
but then some Mutilith Vortex Beasts look kind of. But anyway, that's
you take what you can take, you get what you can get, right? You got to do something. Yeah. So that is the Rocky Top Rumble. Anything you're seeing spicing here in the faction breakdown?
No, it seems pretty evened out for everything we're seeing here, aside from Eldari still topping it off, which is not surprising. A little frustrating, because I wanted to see someone different at the top instead of Eldari all the time. But
did Necrons make this podium as well?
Nope.
Have they made every podium this weekend?
Nope, they did not. They did not make this.
They did not make this one. Yeah. Also, I'm interested in the fact that it looks like Astra Militarum numbers are relatively down. So
yeah, they should be dropping a bit.
Yeah, I can't tell you why. They seem like the best, most well-rounded, stable army in the game. As in, it has you just build a good combined arms, a combined regiment list, and you kind of have an even game into everything.
Yeah,
like Double Dawn, double or triple Russ, Hellhound, 1x25 or 2x25 Kriegers, and then just Kassakin to fill, and some Rattlings, Scout Sentinels and stuff. That list just kind of does well into everything, never gets blown out by anything, and to me feels like the most stable list you could be playing into the game at the moment, with everything changing so much.
Yeah, I could see that. One thing I'm kind of noticing, and it seems weird to say this because we saw them on this podium and kind of far down on one of the podiums, and then not on the other one, but I feel like the Space Marine numbers are starting to dwindle a little bit.
Yeah, that's fair. Or people are starting to just be like, well, I need the meta to be stable to know which Space Marine to take. So maybe they're just waiting for a bit of runoff, waiting for all the Heretic Astartes to join the fight, and then
then know what they kind of bring.
Yeah, exactly right. Because I will tell you right now, the people have been waiting for Deathwatch to kind of take off, and unfortunately, I don't believe they are. They're not, especially not now. There are too many armies, Death Guard, Emperor's Children, and Thousand Sons in particular, that are good at dunking one big unit a turn, like extremely good at dunking one big unit a turn. And that's all Deathwatch is bringing. They bring in 4 to 5 bricks. It's essentially Astartes Custodes, where you have like, here's my 4 super units that can kind of do anything, but as soon as you lose 2 of them, you've kind of lost the game. And there are the Heretic Astartes armies that are coming out are just too good at dunking those units from various vectors as well, like in a bunch of different ways. I'm of the opinion Astartes may need to go back to MSU.
I like that. I feel like actually that's probably why the Blood Angels and Space Wolf obviously their numbers will start going up.
Yeah, Space Wolves definitely will start to get a big lift. I'm quite a fan of their book. I'm not sure it's better than Blood Angels if you just wanted to play the best melee Marines, but they do have a bunch of different jank.
That's kind of where I'm saying, like, I still think Blood Angels is overall better, but obviously Space Wolves are going to have a huge jump up, and there's going to be players out there that can really utilize their unique units too. And we all want to see Wolfen and Thundercab on the table again, right?
Absolutely.
That's not just Wolf Jail.
All right, Paul, go on Blood Angels again. You can pick first this time.
Oh, sure. When it's not slam dunk of just picking death.
Hey, you got one slam dunk. I got one slam dunk.
Is it a slam dunk? We'll see. You got the Spain one though. That was, you did that on purpose too.
I was being generous and letting you pick it first on the first tournament. But hey, here we go. You want to find reasons to take umbrage? You will.
I great umbrage. Great umbrage. What am I taking this one? This is actually a hard one. Where is this? Knoxville, Tennessee.
Knoxville, Tennessee.
Oh my God. You know what? Let's just when I don't know, I stick with my love. I'm gonna go Tyranids.
Nice. Good for you, mate. I'm gonna go the IK. They made the podium. I'll give them a pick. I can't go a week without picking them.
Nope, I understand that completely.
That's going to bring us to an end of the coverage of the tournaments, and we are going to be doing a Fuego. People are saying demons. People are throwing out stuff there. Joel Adkins has joined us as well. Hello, mate. Just see you poser. Yeah, you poser.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Like, I do like GSC on my army.
How are they doing in the game at the moment with the injection of the Heretic Astartes Codexes? How do you feel your EC T-Suns and World Eaters Death Guard games are for GSC?
You have to build for them. The thing is, I think a lot of people, the strongest list in the game right now is considered to be the host list, the Horde host list, right?
Yeah.
And it's not going to do well into some of those armies. So it is not going to do well.
How many Death Shroud does one unit of 20 Neos on the drop kill? It's not enough.
Right there, the fact that you're assuming they're going to kill stuff is the problem. Everybody assumes they kill stuff. They are so swingy. Aside from that Primus brick, and even it can be swingy sometimes, but they are so swingy at killing things. You cannot play that army and expect to kill stuff.
Well, exactly right. Your best output unit, Deep Strikes Down, kills 2 to 3 Death Shroud on a good day.
Yeah.
And then they walk up, flame at you, and sweep, and your unit's dead.
Yep.
And yeah,
well, they need to kill the one shot, otherwise they get picked up, because that's the squad you want to do it on, right? But it's
exactly right. Yeah, exactly. Right.
And that's the other thing too. Like, you want to be charging things to get them tied up to beat them on OC, but these are guys that can sweep you when you charge them. Now, just something like a Mortarian's Hammer, if they're just doing all of the tanks, you're fine.
You're fine. Yeah, totally fine. You just play the game instead of trying to kill.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the thing. Like, you stop trying to kill stuff, because if you do, great. That's a bonus, but it's not something you can rely on ever.
It's not your win con.
It is not your win con in the slightest. It is not. Your win con is you do not have enough bullets and swords to kill me. That's it.
I feel like T-Suns is a killable matchup for you. The problem is, like, any unit of 5 T-Suns kills anything in your army. Yeah, which is the same as it was before, I guess.
Now, that said, also with these new secondaries coming out is kind of changing some of the things too. I've always been of the belief right now that Final Day actually has massive amount of play, because if the game goes the way it seems to be going, primary denial is going to become a lot bigger than the secondary game, because secondary is going to be a lot closer. Primary denial is a lot bigger. You know what's really good at denying primary? Gargoyles.
Gargoyles, yeah. And then slamming lone op lictors on every objective, and then 100%. Well, that is going to end us for this. We're going to hit a transition into the Fuego times. This is our little palate cleanser. And it's not much of a palate cleanser at the moment because it's way more intense than our regular show. And
Causes a lot of problems
playoffs.
between us, you know.
Yes, yeah. That's why Paul isn't here. He's not actually at Dallas. He's just annoyed at our previous Fuegos. What are we doing today?
Today we're doing the historical fiction genre. So it was hard to get the last two genres to fill out a couple of the movies that were kind of missing, and historical fiction seemed to be the best one to get most of the ones that we were missing in there. And then thriller will be the next one. And then after that, we go to the championships round for movies. Oof. And then we got to figure out what we're going to do next. If we're going to do games next, or if we need to do.
I would say we should do video games next.
Yeah, I think video games is next. Yeah. But we're coming near the end of the movies right now. Then the best historical fiction movie. There's some good ones in here. I'll tell you right now. I do have one in mind that in my head I don't know how I could vote on any other one against it, but we'll have to see what happens. But because Paul's not here, it means we really need to rely on chat, guys. So
yes,
you are the third vote.
You are the third vote. If we're tied, we will default to whoever gets the most votes in chat.
So make sure
you guys are pivotal.
Speak up. Yes, very pivotal, and it's important. Make Paul proud or make him angry. I don't care either way. Like it's fine. Whatever you're feeling.
I'm just happy I don't get to have some of the best movies of all time knocked off by Tombstone once again.
That movie's so good.
It's not that good.
It's so good.
It's a good movie, sure, but it's not one of the greatest films of all time.
No.
It's not even close.
No, but it's so good. I've watched it.
Freaking knocked off Shawshank Redemption for Tombstone.
I'm not sad about that. I'm not sad, but the Shawshank Redemption is an incredible movie. I'd watch Tombstone over that any day of the week.
All right,
let's do it. So, starting off with Gladiator versus Fury.
Oof. I mean, I think it's Gladiator.
It's got to be Gladiator, right? Fury was actually pretty good, though. I was impressed.
Fury was quite good, and I love how it showed that there was in any conflict, there's good and bad on both sides, like in the micro, because there was some awful people on the Allies side in that film, and then of course they were fighting against the Nazis, who are the worst people who've ever existed. Gladiator gets my vote because Maximus Decimus Meridius.
Yeah. Have you seen Gladiator 2?
I have.
Should I see it?
No.
Didn't think so. I didn't think so. I saw that
Yeah, so this is a 2-1. This is both of us voting Gladiator.
It's 2. Oh, it looks like chat's going Fury. So yeah, I guess it's 2-1.
Sorry, guys.
2-1. All right. Next up, Troy versus Lawrence of Arabia.
So I have quite a few feelings about this. I like the Iliad as a novel, and I've read it multiple times. Haven't quite finished the Odyssey. I think that's the first book that ever broke me. I didn't get broken by Moby Dick. I read Moby Dick cover to cover, and that thing is a freaking drag. If anybody wants to read Moby Dick, you can read the first 3 chapters and the last 2, and you will miss nothing. Nothing at all. Lawrence of Arabia was one of the formative films of all time. And it told us a very important and pivotal story in a lot of ways. It did do some disjustice to the subject matter.
Yeah.
It didn't quite tell the tale of what happened after that and how essentially the people of Arabia were mistreated, etc., used, as kind of whatever. Whereas Troy was a fairly accurate retelling without all the, I guess, homosexual elements removed, of which there were absolutely many in the Iliad. And so the fact that Troy is just kind of this, I don't know. I like Troy. It's a good ride, but I think I'm going to go Lawrence of Arabia.
I've seen a lot of Troy movies, a lot of that story being told. That one was really good. I was very happy with that one. I can't remember the one before that I watched that was pretty close. But man, was that one ever good? But at the same time, Lawrence of Arabia was like, yeah, I think it has to be Lawrence.
I think it has to be, well, in my opinion, it has to be Lawrence. This one is close for me.
It's
There are
close
so
for me
many
too. Yeah,
there are so many elements of Troy that are missing. One person just pointed out they didn't mention, like, there was no play of the gods in it as well. And that's one of the most important
that's
parts, is the
true.
fact that there's this big conflict going on between these two kind of kingdoms or empires, and then above it you have the interplay of the gods and their relationships and all that stuff and all those
True.
maneuvering pieces. And that added so much to the story for me. But I don't know how they put that in the film without it going for 90
Yeah,
minutes.
well, they're trying. Well, yeah. Plus, they were trying to keep it more on the ground. Is that the way to put it? Like they didn't want to get the divine involved because they wanted to focus on.
Yeah.
Which, that's a choice. It's fine. But I agree. I think that would have been really cool to see that part of the story too. Yeah. All right. I think it's Lawrence, and I think
Chat's split. Chat's pretty split.
Chat is split. Wow.
So
then we're gonna give Troy a point for sure.
Yeah, we'll give Troy a point. It deserves a point out of this. It's 2-1.
It's 2-1. Okay. Next up, Kingdom of Heaven versus Glory.
Which is Glory? Oh, Glory, about the Civil War.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a fantastic movie.
It is a fantastic one.
I found Kingdom of Heaven same as Troy. It's a good ride, but it's got a lot of frustrating elements. The only thing I was really happy with in Kingdom of Heaven is it showed how stupid and hidebound people could be back then, and it also did very good justice to Saladin. Like, Saladin came out looking like a peach, and a very reasonable person in very unreasonable times.
Yeah.
Glory is amazing.
Glory
tells a very important story. So I'm actually going with Glory.
I think I am too.
Yeah. Did Kingdom of Heaven get any votes here? I mean, the whole tale. I mean, what shits me about Kingdom of Heaven is the protagonist. So you got this guy who's a blacksmith one day, and then he's like a badass warrior and a duke the next day, and it's kind of, it just all fits like a glove. He's just a very Mary Sue, like, can't do anything incorrectly, never makes a mistake, everything's perfect. And that kind of shit me when he was surrounded by such complex characters, his being so bland and like hard to get behind.
That's true. Actually, it was really hard to get behind that character when you have so many other just better written characters.
Yeah, so many other conflicted and better written characters like around him, and he's just like this paragon of like a diamond in the rough that can't really make mistakes.
Or he's just old school Orlando Bloom. That's basically what he is.
So he's the reason Kingdom of Heaven didn't get my vote.
Yeah.
In addition to, I think, Glory telling, such an incredible tale. And of the two of them, you would definitely say Glory told the more relevant story to our times.
Sure.
I guess. Yeah.
I think that's a 3-0. I see one vote for Kingdom, a lot more for Glory. Yeah, this is a 3-0 for Glory at this point.
Yeah, I think it's 3-0 for Glory.
All right, next up, The Revenant versus Dunkirk.
Ooh, this is hard. This is quite hard. Both absolutely fantastic films. One of them doesn't tell a pivotal historical story. It's just like one guy's journey. The other one tells one of the most heroic acts by an entire nation. And so therefore, I think Dunkirk gets my vote. And also, I love that film. The fact that there's so little dialogue and they're able to tell this phenomenal tale, and the lack of like the use and lack of a soundtrack is Dunkirk for me, hands down. The Revenant's exceptional, but just doesn't tell a historical tale to measure to Dunkirk.
Yeah, I think like Revenant was very good, but I can't see it beating Dunkirk. There's no way, right?
Nah, not in historical fiction. Just telling a phenomenal historical tale with characters to beef out the narrative, because essentially Dunkirk is historically accurate, apart from them inventing the characters. Whereas the Revenant is as far as I can tell, entirely fiction. Maybe that guy existed. I actually don't know. So maybe I'm doing it an injustice.
It looks like Dunkirk's getting a 3-0 though.
Yeah, I believe it should.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Next up, Ben-Hur versus Spartacus. Oh, those two getting married. That's funny.
Going back in time.
It's Spartacus for me.
Did Ben-Hur actually exist? Was Ben-Hur a real human being?
Yes.
Did Ben-Hur actually exist? No, he's a fictional character.
Oh, well, there you go. So historical fiction.
Yeah, 100% Spartacus. Spartacus is based on reality and off like a very detailed like uprising against oppression and slavery. Ben-Hur can't compete with that.
All right. So Spartacus is winning. Is Ben-Hur getting a vote, chat? We got one. Yeah, the chariot race was really cool. And
the chariot race was freaking epic. Like absolutely epic. Man, I love that for that time of filmmaking where they never thought anything was too grandiose. When they were just like, let's just find a way to do this. Let's just make it happen. That's that age of filmmaking. I mean, Lawrence of Arabia is in that age of filmmaking as well, where they were just like nothing was too big to do. Nothing was a road. Was a Rubicon for them. They were just like, we're crossing all rivers, we're making everything happen, and we're doing justice to this film. And I love that age of filmmaking. I think they dream so big.
Yeah, for sure. This is a 3-0 for Spartacus then. Okay. Next up, Master and Commander versus Braveheart.
Oh, why'd you do this? Why did this happen?
This is a random seed. I don't have a choice. It's so, Braveheart for me.
As an Australian, this is Russell Crowe versus Mel Gibson. For me, this is Master and Commander. As for an accurate portrayal of the
but it's historical fiction.
I know. And
okay, so it's Braveheart for me. So Master and Commander for you. Chat.
Braveheart is so historically inaccurate. It's hilarious.
It is very historically inaccurate.
The fact that they're all wearing kilts, hundreds
I know.
before kilts. Mel Gibson's accent is like a bit of a crime. Master and Commander for me is like straight up a perfect film.
It looks like Master and Commander's winning right now. Oh wow, is it ever? I think Master and Commander's taking it. Anybody else in chat want to speak up? Anybody trying to save Braveheart here?
Ooh, nah, they get it.
No. Okay, there. It is a 2-1 for Master and Commander. All right, next up. Last of the Mohicans versus Enemy at the Gates.
So Joel just said Braveheart is historical fiction too. Yep, totally fair. And then Dorian says it's basically Russell Crowe from South Park.
Yeah, it is.
He is. He's Master of Command. He's fighting around the world. Way off course.
Way off course.
Last of the Mohicans is fantastic. Enemy at the Gates is fantastic. One of I'm not generally a fan of the trope of the last of a tribe thing, or the last person in, Last Samurai being another example as well.
Well, that was not the last. That was different. What's the name?
But you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Those movies I always find lose a bit when they have to inject a white guy into the story of another culture.
Oh, yeah.
They always lose a bit for me. Like my disbelief is fully suspended. It is historical fiction though, so we got to give them some points. But Enemy at the Gates is kind of superb, and it's grimy, it's dirty, it's Stalingrad, it's effed up. It's like this is one of the most terrible places you could ever have been in the history of life. So he gets my vote. They did it justice. They did it good.
You got Enemy of the Gates. I think I'm going to go Last of the Mohicans.
Yeah, that's fair. I think it's a fantastic story.
I wouldn't be sad Enemy of the Gates winning this one. That means
I wouldn't be sad if Last Mohicans won either. Like it's fine for me. It's still a fantastic film. Daniel Day-Lewis can do no wrong in my eyes either.
Oh, for sure. Okay, we need more votes in chat because right now it's still tied.
Dang.
I think right now Mohicans is up by 1.
We'll take it. No, we'll take it.
Chat. Anybody try and save Enemy of the Gates? It's not too late. It's not too late. No. Going, gone. Last of the Mohicans, 2-1.
Going to carry it 2-1.
Barely though, like literally by 1 vote in the chat.
I just enjoyed how I liked how depressing Enemy at the Gates was. It was so depressing. Everything was grayscaled. And there was nothing uplifting about that at all.
All right. And the round 1, we have Gone with the Wind versus Henry V.
Remind me, which is the Gone with the Wind story? I think I'm confusing 3 or 4 different movies for Gone with the Wind because it's been parodied so many times.
You're Sound of Music, aren't you?
Yeah, I think I am.
That is the God. I wish I could describe it for you.
It's the Frankly Muddy I Don't Give a Damn.
Yeah. So you know it then. Good. That saved me from having to describe it. I'm glad you do that.
Yep. So I've just had a little refresher via Google. Thank you very much. I'm going Henry V.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. Much better source material for which to build a historical fiction.
Oh, for sure.
Much better.
And it looks like, yeah, that is a 3-0 for Henry V, I believe.
Yeah.
All right, now we go into the next round. So first up, we have Gladiator versus Lawrence of Arabia.
Ooh. This is actually quite hard.
It's Gladiator for me.
I think it's Gladiator for me too.
Yeah.
I just find it a much more interesting time period. Maybe it's just me being a guy, and like every fifth thought that I have apparently is about the Roman Empire.
It's true. It really
according to statistics and the
according
internet.
to statistics. Hey, it's accurate for me, man. I can't help it.
I do not mind Lawrence. I think Lawrence of Arabia is a superb film. The runtime is excessive.
Yeah.
But that was filmmaking back then. They were just like, we're just telling the story and it takes as long as it takes. That's what I meant about dreaming big in that age of filmmaking. Like if we have a 3 or 4 hour movie, we're making the 3 or 4 hour movie. Whatever. You know, watch it or don't watch it.
Lawrence is getting votes, so it's 2-1.
100%. Lawrence deserves a vote here. It's one of the greatest epics of all time.
In fact, it's winning in chat, so definitely getting a vote. All right. Next up, Glory versus Dunkirk.
I'm going Dunkirk. It's essentially the same time period. Like, I mean, Dunkirk is like what, 4 years before Fury. Like Fury happens after D-Day with the push towards Berlin, and Dunkirk is like after the Blitzkrieg and the evacuation of France. And so I will go with Dunkirk because I simply think it's just a better film.
Well, this Glory, not Fury.
Oh, Glory, not Fury. Damn it. Oh, we already eliminated Fury, didn't we?
Yeah, Fury got eliminated by Gladiator.
Oh, damn. This is hard now.
Yeah.
I thought this was
you just went right into that, because I'm leaning towards Glory.
This is easy, but in my mind, this was easy. Shit.
Yeah.
I like that neither of us are an American, because I feel like any American has a duty to vote for Glory until the bitter end. Just every chance. Yeah. Even the Americans in chat are even going.
It's true.
Yeah. As an American, I have to vote for Glory. It's in the Constitution. It's one of the amendments. Yeah. I think these are equal. I think this is as close to a draw as I've ever seen on the show.
Well, then say Dunkirk and let's leave it to chat.
Well, I'm going with Dunkirk because I believe it's a better made film. Like the filmmaking of Dunkirk is superb. Mind you, it was like 30 or 40 years later, so the technology is just better and whatnot. So I'm going with Dunkirk, but I do not mind.
All right. Anybody else in chat got? We're
2-2.
They're 2-2.
Nurgle Matthew, split this tie.
Nurgle Matt, it's on you, buddy. Split this tie.
Something in one or the other.
One or the other. It's up to you. It's up to you. We believe in you, Nurgle Matt. You can make this decision for us. We don't. He doesn't want to do it.
He doesn't want to do it. He's abandoned. He's left the chat.
He's left. Here, we'll go on to the next one. We wait for Nurgle Matt to tell us between Glory and Dunkirk which one is better.
Yeah.
Okay. So
that is fair. Chaos pointed out one is CGI, one isn't. Glory is entirely practical effects. Which is a huge plus.
That is definitely a huge plus.
You know what? Changing my vote. Let's go Glory.
Okay. So 2-1 for Glory then. All right. Next up, Spartacus versus Master and Commander.
Master and Commander for me.
Yeah, it's Master and Commander.
Yeah. Is that the last of our, that time period epics? You had one favorite, Ben-Hur, and Spartacus.
Yes.
Yeah,
that's
fair.
That is them eliminated now. Any for Spartacus? I think Master Commander is just acing this one.
Yeah, me too.
Well, no,
we got some Spartacus. Yeah, we got some Spartacus votes, but yeah, even the chat is 2-1.
Okay, we're going Master Commander then. All right, and then the last of round 2 is Last of the Mohicans versus Henry V.
See, I like Last of the Mohicans, but I don't love it, so I'm going to go Henry V.
Between those two.
Oh no, Henry V is one of the last epics.
Oh, that's right. Yes, we do have another one.
Yeah, we do. Got a vote for the Mohicans in the chat.
Let's see if this.
Dustin, you haven't cast your vote yet.
I know.
Are you backpedaling? Are you waiting? Are you stalling for time?
A little bit. I think it actually is Last of the Mohicans for me, though.
Okay, so we're tied. Chat, it is on you. We have KR going with Last of the Mohicans.
Yeah, we got Last of the Mohicans.
Is Dorian? Is that V for V?
Is that a vote for Henry V?
Is that a vote for Henry V? You need to clarify.
Henry. Oh,
we have one for Henry.
Henry. Yeah. I think that's a Henry win.
I think it's a Henry win.
All right,
beautiful.
2-1 for Henry V. All right, semifinals. Oh God. Gladiator versus Glory.
I think it's time for me to go against Gladiator. I'm actually going for Glory.
I'm going for Gladiator.
There you go. Wow, we switched. We pivoted. Nice. Got a vote for Gladiator so far.
All right, chat's on you. Gladiator or Glory? You can't get mad at us if the wrong one's picked if you don't vote.
No, that's true. I got one for Glory. Got 2 for
Glory. Oh, Glory coming in hot now.
Oh no. Yeah. This is gonna get tight. So far it's 2-1.
2-1 for Glory.
I like the ending of Glory.
Mm-hmm.
I like showing the futility of war, that you can have all the courage in the world. You can do everything right by each other as comrades and all those things. And then still, what happens at the end happens at the end. I think it's Glory. I think
it's Glory. Yep. Chad has spoken. It is Glory 2-1 against Gladiator. All right. And then Master Commander versus Henry V.
I'm going Master Commander.
It's Master Commander. It's I don't need to think about that one.
Perfect film. RIP historical epics.
Yeah, I mean, it's the semis.
You did pretty good.
Henry V. I didn't expect Henry V to make it that far. I'm not gonna lie.
It was just you could almost exchange Henry V with Lawrence of Arabia or
that's true.
To me, it was just the run that I got.
I can see that. Yeah, kind of go with the same. So we'll not necessarily Henry V, but the movie style, the time period.
Yeah.
All right, and then for the championship of the historical fixture, we have Glory versus Master and Commander.
Sticking with my guns, I'm still going Master Commander. Mostly, I just think it's a better film. They're both just as amazing as each other. You gotta be fast. You gotta be fast, Dustin.
No, I don't. I can't. It's too hard. I think it's still Master Commander for me too.
There you go. So Glory making it to the final, knocked out by Master and Commander.
Yeah,
and looks like the chat is
split.
It's 3-2 for Glory right now. But 2 votes for Master and Commander. Joel going with Glory. Wait, did KR change his vote? Oh, that was a previous one.
That was a previous one.
So I'm looking at it wrong. It's actually 2-1 for Glory.
Okay. Oh, yeah. Glory deserves a vote for sure.
It absolutely does. It absolutely does. Paul would be frothing at the mouth if he was here right now. Well, Sanguinius is probably frothing from that.
Sanguinius is probably frothing right now.
It's probably accurate. Yeah, both films are incredible. I wouldn't have minded if I got outvoted.
No, I think both those are fine. So Master and Commander wins the historical figure. Wow, I did not expect that. It's crazy. All right, cool.
There you go. Wow.
There it is.
That brings us to an end of another amazing Warhammer Meta Chasers. Hopefully you'll join us in the Patreon for the look back early next week. And yeah, if you're playing any 40k out there, enjoy it, love it. It's only getting better. It's only getting wilder. And we are so freaking close to this, like to every codex being out. Yeah. So now that we've had CK and IK announced, the only two we don't know if they're coming is Drakari and Votan, if we have to wait for them.
Yep.
So we are so very close. Grey Knights as well. Yeah, so very close to having it all locked away and done, and just having like a meta where everyone has their codex. What a world. And still having like a year to go of the game. If they're doing the 3-year cycle like they have the last 2 years.
3-year cycle, yeah. Let's hope.
Yeah.
Let's hope.
I hope that, dude, it would be wild to have a completed game for a year.
Oh my God,
it'd be unheard of. Never would have happened before.
Historical. Yeah. Absolutely historical.
Not historical fiction either.
Not historical fiction. That is historical non-fiction.
On that note, we are out of here. Everyone hit those likes, shares, and subscribes. Thank you so much to everybody in chat who's joined us and helped us so thoroughly with the Fuego. We couldn't have done it without you. Me and Dustin would still be arguing in the first round.
Yeah, we would be way back there.
Yeah. All right. Love you, mate. Love you all out there. And we're going to say our good nights. Take care of each other.
See you next time.